So let's talk about the coordinate plane today. So on the paper I have basically what we call a coordinate plane, and it has certain parts to it. And if we just start with some of the basics here, this line, or this, you notice has arrows on both sides, is what we call the x-axis. And this line up and down is called the y-axis. And the location where they cross, right there in the middle, that's what we call the origin. And if you notice, the graph itself splits the paper up into four what we call quadrants. And this over here is called quadrant 1, and traditionally we use Roman numerals. And then if you go counterclockwise, this is quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. And when we talk about a coordinate plane, down here you can kind of see, here's a little more detailed coordinate plane. When we talk about points on the graph, we go through and we tend to call them ordered pairs. So if I put a couple points here, let's just call this A, we'll call this B, we'll call this C, and we'll call this, I don't know, D down here. And so when we talk about those points, we need to be able to identify where they're located. And so when I look at that, let's look at point A here. The way you identify points is you talk about starting at the origin meaning beginning. You talk about how far left and right you have to go, and then how far up and down. And the first number that when you talk about left and right, that's what we call the x-coordinate. So if I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, so for point A, the x-coordinate would be 4, and then I'd go up 1, 2, 3, 4 again. That'd be my y-coordinate. Let's try another one. What about B? Okay, so if I'm going to go to the left, I would talk about it in terms of negative. So this would be a negative 3, and then I'd have to go up 2. Now this point C, I'd have to go to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be negative 6. And now I don't have to go up or down because it's on the x-axis, so it'd be negative 6, 0. And lastly, D, I'd go to the right 2. But this time I'm going to have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I'm going down, I describe that with a negative. Okay, so that's how you describe the coordinates or ordered pairs of points. Now let's go through quickly here. What are the quadrants? A would be in quadrant 1. B would be in quadrant 2. C isn't in 1 because it's on this line. So if it's on an axis, it's not in a quadrant. And D would be in quadrant 4. Okay, so let's go backwards. What if I give you some points and I want you to put those on a graph? Well, point M, if it's at 2, negative 1, I'd go to the right 1, or right 2, down 1. Negative 3 would be to the left 3 and then down 3. 0, 3.5 would be 0 means I don't go left and right, I just go up 3.5, 1, 2, 3, and then 0.5 would be about halfway right there. R. T would be to the right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 2. V would be to the left 3, and not up or down because it's 0, so it'd be right there. W, negative 1/2, so I'd go to the left 1/2 and up 1. And X, 0, negative 2, so I don't go left and right, I just go down 2. And there you go. There's the beginnings of the coordinate plane.